Hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome back once again to another very exciting episode of Disney Compendium. As usual, I am your host, JJ, and over there, the other end of this, I was going to say dimensional time continuum or something. It's my good friend, Nick. Nick, how you doing?
Doing great, JJ. And I have a question for you.
Okay.
What makes a monster and what makes a man? Or
It's
to
just gonna,
you dear listener, who is the monster and who is the man in this scenario?
am I a man or am I a Muppet? Uh,
Yeah. What's a man?
right, different. That was a different movie. I'm sorry.
We just did two different movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Yay!
But June 21st, 1996, uh, is when this movie opened. The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Eh,
Based off the Victor Hugo novel.
exactly. 18,
31?
I think. Yeah, 1830, 1830s.
Yeah.
1830s just seems to be the right, I would agree to being the right
Yeah.
answer with that. Yes, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Disney sort of going back to their roots, so to speak, with like, this is the kind of story that I would expect Disney to adapt, and exactly in the kind of way I would expect Disney to adapt it.
Yeah. Like this could have easily been a Walt era movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was June 21st, 1996, and then just a couple of weeks later, like just a few weeks later, the formation of the NWO. So
Yeah. It's a good thing. Yeah.
1996. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like that's a coincidence.
Yeah, I remember this movie. Like my sister used to watch all of the. She was really into like how well Disney movies did. She's like she was that kid,
Yeah.
and she's upset. Like I can't believe that Eraser beat Hunchback opening weekend. Like why do you care about these things?
uh, like, okay, so we've mentioned it a few times. We didn't really talk about it too much in the Pocahontas episode because we had bigger fish to fry in the
Mm.
Pocahontas episode. But like, we are in the sort of downward trend of the quote end quote Disney Renaissance.
We're,
Uh,
we'll hit a couple good movies
a
in
couple
the
of
coming weeks. Yeah.
even this one is a good movie.
Yeah.
It's just nothing is going to hit the incredible highs
No.
because like we were saying last week, I think Pocahontas was like seventh or eighth of the year, the top 10
Hmm.
of the year, and like you're just going to keep seeing it be that way. Things start like nothing's gonna be number one for quite a while. Uh,
No.
now that those days are gone for a significant amount of time.
There's just
Uh,
too much competition,
yeah,
basically.
1990 in 1996, this year in particular, is a massive year for movies.
Yeah.
Uh, there are a lot of movies that were sort of out of left field hits, and uh, what you would expect to be hits. Like there's a lot of movies this year that have a lot of staying power, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame is just better than Pocahontas did in terms of money because it's
Yeah.
because as I was saying here at the beginning, it is the kind of story Disney would make.
Right.
Pocahontas is not the kind of story Disney would make, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding Pocahontas and the story it was telling. But like this one is like people knew the Hunchback of Notre Dame going in.
Yeah.
It's not based on any history other than it takes place, you know, in Paris.
Right. And
France. Yeah.
people know, I mean, a lot of people have seen the old Lon Chaney Sr.
Yeah,
uh,
there's a lot of Hunchback
film.
stuff that
So,
historically existed before this. Um,
what,
and
what, sorry, good.
oh, no, you go ahead.
No, was there not a rumor? Like, I don't know what was true, how valid it was or not. Like, after this, like, yeah, they're gonna do Phantom of the Opera next.
I think I think with Disney stuff, that's always the rumor because remember, as we were talking about with Pocahontas, uh, they that movie exists because they they were working on a Romeo and Juliet at the
Right.
time, and like there's always I think those kinds of rumors, anything that's an old story is fair game for Disney.
Hmm.
And into this day, uh, for years they were working on the Ice Queen movie. You know what I mean? Like yeah,
Which we got it eventually,
we
but
got
yeah.
it eventually, but yeah, that was all because anything that's a Hans Christian Andersen story or a classic piece of well-known literature that's in the public domain is fair game.
Right.
So, and will always be fair game. I think at any given time you can see Disney trying to
Yes.
grab one of these things and trying again. It's been, I mean, outside of Frozen, they haven't really dipped their toes too much into this style. I mean, a little
Right.
bit. Tangled was a big one
Yeah. Yeah.
when they went back to that one too. But Wreck It Ralph was a completely original um, story. Big Hero 6
Next.
was a Marvel adaptation.
Yeah. Next week's is not so much. It's just literature, like folklore.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like,
Folklore.
yeah, it's just everyone that's like, and Hercules is, or Mulan and Hercules and stuff are just, yeah, you have these weird sort of folksy tales,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, so things that fit the Disney style. Mulan in particular really sort of fits a good Disney.
What'd you think of that trailer, by the way? Just as a sidetrack.
I think it looks fine.
Yeah, me too.
I like that they're taking a different approach to it.
Yeah.
They're not trying to remake Mulan. They're just making Mulan. Like
It-
fixing a lot of the problems that movie had. It's of no secret that this is definitely a we're making this movie so a Chinese audience will see it because a Chinese audience has no reverence for the animated Mulan
right.
because it doesn't do justice to their culture. It's it is a Disney movie about Chinese culture in the same way Panda Express is. It's like it's kind of it's like it's it's a, this we've made this for white tastes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
So,
it's
so what you're saying is they're not going to bring back the Szechuan sauce for this movie.
there will be somebody who's going to mention that. It's like, should we do this? No, we're not gonna. No,
Should we bring back the Imperial pack with 30 nuggets and the Szechuan sauce?
yeah, but I think getting rid of the music is the suckiest part of it.
Yeah, it seems very
But
Crouching Tigery.
yeah, it looked cool. I liked
Oh, it
seeing
did. Like I just like watching her like just spin a sword around. Like, yeah,
a lot of people complaining about no Mushu or the cricket. And I'm like, fine. Like those is honestly the worst parts of the movie. Like yeah, I like Eddie Murphy, but like not
I like
everything
him
needs
as Donkey.
yeah, it's like not everything needs to have that like comic relief.
I,
And
I mean,
this
I like Mushu, but it's okay, I guess.
like without like the movie can only succeed like if by taking it like Mulan would be a much more serious a dramatic affair without the talking animal or like it's like not even an animal, it's just a dragon. Like it's like I don't even know what to consider that because it's
He's a spirit,
yeah, yeah,
guardian. He's a guardian,
yeah,
but
but
that's for another time, I guess. Huh?
yeah, but yeah, we could talk about it more at length in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I always forget what's next after this until I look at the
it's
list again.
Hercules. Yeah,
Hercules is next, and then move on after that, right? Is that
yep.
how it works?
Yep, I believe
Okay.
so.
I
Yeah,
get I in my brain they're interchangeable, and I don't
No,
know.
no,
Yeah. Um, but yeah, yeah, June 21st. Yeah, so
you
um,
got it.
this weird cast for this movie.
Right.
Um, it's a it is a very 1996 cast.
Well, even
Um,
like even to Demi Moore's kind of like on the downslope here, kind
I,
of.
I
She had just done
guess,
strip. She
yeah,
had just done like strip tease or GI Jane,
yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, you got Demi Moore as Esmeralda. Um, I don't know. Is it Tom? Would you call it? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Holch or Holz
Tom
is
Holtz.
Quasimodo. Tom
Yeah.
Holz is
Yeah.
Quasimodo, whose his most significant roles outside of this were Pinto in Animal House and Mozart and Amadeus.
Yeah.
That's Quasimodo.
Yeah.
So uh, Tony J is Frollo.
Great. Who has a great voice, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tony
Like,
J has an. This is not his first Disney movie either.
no,
He was
well,
the. Remember, he ran the. He's the guy who ran the asylum in Beauty and the Beast.
yes,
Yeah.
you're right. And what else? He did a lot of voiceover stuff.
Was he in
He
Great Mouse Detective? Was that the one? Other one he was in?
no, I don't think he was
Okay.
in. I don't think he was in anything Disney for a spell
Okay.
after this. I don't think okay, yeah. I'm looking at him now. Let's see. So yeah, Beauty and oh geez, that's right. He was the narrator in the real like in the Nausicaa dub a Miyazaki movie.
Hmm.
Um, so there's that. My stepmother is an alien. Uh, he was he was the supreme being in Time Bandits.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. He's Tom and Jerry the movie. He was who was he in Tom? Lick Boot the lawyer. Okay. I clearly don't remember Tom and Jerry the movie as much as I thought I did. That's the one where they talk, right? That was what it was
Yeah.
billed as. They
He
talk
was
in this one.
Spike.
Thumbelina, Scooby Doo in Arabian Nights, All Dogs Go to Heaven too. Dr. Lipschitz in the Rugrats movie. Okay. The lesser thought of American Tail movie, an American Tail, The Treasure of Manhattan Island.
I didn't know that movie existed.
That was a thing that existed. I think that makes it the yeah. I remember, like, boy, they really they tried to make that a franchise. Um, I don't think there was any more after that. If there was, I certainly don't remember. Oh boy, there was one more after that. An American Tale: The Mystery of the Night Monster came out in 1999.
What? That sounds like a that sounds like a Super Nintendo game.
So anyway,
Night Monkey.
yeah, night. Um, so yeah, so that's Tony J. He was in Treasure Planet. He was the narrator in Treasure Planet, which
Okay.
we'll be getting to.
We also David Artis Stires is in this one too. He
Yes,
was in
he is.
Pocahontas. Yeah, he's the priest at the beginning of the movie.
Yep. You
Yeah.
have Kevin Kline as Phoebus.
As Phoebus Cates.
Yes, Phoebus Cates, his wife.
Yeah.
He plays. uh, uh, let's see. Anyone else really? Paul Candell. Uh,
Uh,
Jason
Gene
Alexander.
Alexander. Yeah.
George can't stand you.
Yeah.
Like I recognize the gargoyles' voices are all like voices that I recognized, but like I saw their names and I was like, I should look them up.
The other the kind of like the more mature gargoyle, like the older guy or the
Yeah,
guy, he's like
Charles Charles Kimbrough.
he was a Murphy Brown
Yes, he was the
anchor.
square. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he was the square Murphy Brown. Um, I clicked on it and I clicked on his name, and he has his Wikipedia uh, headlines: biography, filmography, and he has a whole section dedicated to video games. So now I'm very curious to what that could possibly mean. And there's only 4 video games, so I don't know why he has his own section for video games on
Does he
this.
play this character in Kingdom Hearts in one of those?
All 4 of them are, yes, Kingdom Hearts games. The animated storybook for Hunchback, Topsy Turvy Games for the Hunchback, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, and Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. So,
Oh my God, Dream Drop Distance, the first Kingdom Hearts game I almost bought. I got a 3DS.
now,
Let's get it.
back there was a time, and it's always funny when these studios try to work the gimmick of the system's name, like into the naming convention.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance 3D, so that's 3Ds.
Right.
There was a Resident Evil 1 port on the original
Yeah.
DS, which, what did they call it? It was like Deadly Strike,
Yeah.
or something like that, where it was DS. They would do that several times. You would see several games where they're trying to like work 3D, but then have the subtitle be 3D something.
I feel like Nintendo should just like said, "Hey, can we get Bubba Ray and Devon to market this console?
and
Would that be a thing? Go be a fan."
Yeah, let's see, the old lady gargoyle.
What is her name?
It is Mary Wicks.
Okay, she was crud. I know I just saw something like with her name in it somewhere.
I'm just she was wait. Who was she does have a Disney significance. She was the character model for Cruella de Vil.
Holy smokes!
She's Mrs. Squire in the Music Man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Snowball Express. Okay. Boy, Sister Act. Sister Mary Lazarus.
There she is.
Sister
Okay,
Act. That's where we know her from.
Now I see her face.
Especially since it wasn't all that long ago that we were talking that late about Sister Act for this show. So
yeah,
she's passed on, and that's one of the reasons why Whoopi was hesitant to do that. And Hunchback of Notre Dame was her last movie. Not Whoopi, Mary Wicks.
Yeah.
So
at least it was fittedly a Disney movie. So.
Yeah. The Archdeacon is David Ogden Stiers, as we said earlier.
Who was what was his name? Radigan? No, Radigan.
Radigan.
No, what was his name? It's Pocahontas. You know, I don't know.
Ratcliffe, I think.
Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
Gary Trousdale, Mary Kay Virgin, Jim Cummings is in it, and Frank Welker. Go figure.
Oh, they're all over this movie.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, fun cast, interesting cast. Let's start talking plot stuff about this movie. Movie starts off instantly dark.
With infanticide.
With attempted infanticide. Yeah. Absolute 100% murder on the stairs of a church.
Yeah.
Except it's being framed with as a musical number, with being told as a story from
Clopin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very weird because they'll do like those, like there was a couple of like quick shots where it was like stop, and like Clopin turns into like, you know, like it's very interesting framing convention going on with this, because it's very dark, and picture Clopin in his jestery garb singing, and then he holds the baby over the well and is going to throw the baby to its death, because like the only reason you're seeing this animation playing out is because this is what he's singing in the song that he's singing. Although you're no longer hearing the song because they're just showing you it playing out. But if you think about it for a second, somebody's singing this to a crowd of people.
And I want my shekels back.
Yeah.
You're
and then
scaring the
he
children.
and then he and then he kills the gypsy woman on the stairs of Notre Dame. Like, please, sir, we're trying to have lunch.
And he only doesn't murder the baby because he's afraid of God's wrath.
Yeah, again, somebody dressed up as like a jester is singing this entire thing. Um, yeah, but
So
you weren't really thinking about that, were you? But now that I mentioned it,
no,
now you realize that, oh yeah,
this
somebody
is
actually is singing this whole thing.
this is the worst Ren fair ever.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a turkey leg, man.
I was for a turkey leg and oogle ladies in the thing. But yeah,
But, so yeah, um, so this starts off with one of the first major changes from the book to this one is that in the book Frollo is the archdeacon,
yeah,
but in this one he's a judge, I guess.
he's
um, that's what they call him. You never really see him doing anything other than really being sort of like a weird sheriff.
yeah,
um,
he's very
he's the minister of justice, I think is what it is in Paris.
yeah. It's basically like he's sent everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sent everywhere.
He's not.
So
He's very much Jafar,
yeah,
just without you ever seeing the who's he's working under. Um,
I, but I think he feels more evil than Jafar in some ways
oh yeah,
because
no, I'm just saying like his role
oh
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
his character is just like how
right,
Jafar had ears on the ground and was
yeah,
controlling the
yeah,
men and everything and was doing all that stuff. It's like it's the same like role in the society.
yeah. It strikes a chord now. This
Yes.
guy like is like,
Um,
oh, I God talks to me and you're all evil, but I don't.
yeah,
But
it
I'm
is.
ignore all the
Yeah,
stuff about me. Like it.
it's funny
Hmm.
because they have all of the properties of the archdeacon without making him directly associated to the church. For
Because they
obvious,
just had
yeah, for
a
obvious
buttload of
reasons.
controversy.
Yeah, for obvious reasons, you would make that change. And you don't, and you never want to have a church saying, "Hey, man," to you as a production company.
Unless you're Kevin Smith, who didn't care
Yeah,
and
yeah,
made
because
Dogma anyway.
yeah. So, but Disney won't deal with that. So, but he has all of the characteristics because he's a God fearing man who, at least, it's hard to tell if it's hubris or if he truly believes this or if it's all because like he clearly truly believes in God. That's what gets him.
Yeah.
That's what gets him to keep, not kill, not necessarily keep, but also not kill Quasimodo. Although, as they mentioned in it, it's just like it's just like Dumbo or Cinderella or things like that, where like these are sort of derogatory names.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Quasimodo means half formed.
Yeah.
Quasimodo. Uh,
Quasimodo.
yeah. So yeah, because he's deformed, obviously. So like he's genuinely like fearful of God, but also like sees himself as a voice of God, but also isn't fearful enough to try and be a decent human being to this
So he
child. So it's
so
like
he's
it's
he's
so
Lionel
it's
Barrymore and Inherit the Wind.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so yeah. So yeah, it really is one of those situations where it's very like it's not that he's faking it, but he's so arrogant that that he's the one that's only making the right choice.
Right.
It's um, so it's something that in with you see then and you see now of using the church and using your uh, faithfulness to God as an excuse.
Yeah.
And that's what you're getting out of Frollo in this. And in the original book, he is the archdeacon. And if that was the case in this book, it would have more sort of resonance
Yeah.
today, with some of the stuff that goes on with like the Catholic Church and stuff going on that you see in the news all the time.
Yeah. Or people
But
who
yeah,
like to shout about their religion and then kind of like, but don't want to treat other people nicely. So,
yeah,
yeah.
it's the same whole like pro-life, thou shalt not kill. However,
Yeah.
I'm going to murder this baby and I'm going to kill this gypsy because they're below God,
Yeah.
and below me and below all of this. So it's
Yeah.
it's there's a lot of
Yeah. Because the whole
hypocritical
thing
stuff
where it's
going on.
like,
Yeah,
like he feels lust for Esmeralda and she has no attraction to him, but it's still her fault that he feels lust.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's like the major plot point of this is that he is a God fearing man. He doesn't he can't have these feelings. That's not like how dare she do this to me? And, like it was super super creepy when he sniffs her hair.
Oh
Like
God.
I
He's a
I,
disturbing character.
he the weirdest thing is he is the most grounded and realistic villain they have ever had, then and now.
Then
Like,
now forever.
yes, like you absolutely can believe him existing then, and you see him existing now.
Yeah.
Like, you see this character still around in our day to day lives.
Yeah.
Um, and, like, that's like, I did not remember that. So I'm watching it, and he starts sniffing her hair, and I'm like, oh, oh, okay.
There's parts where he's animated. He just kind of like there's a part where he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit. And it's like
Yeah,
ah
yeah,
yeah
yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, it's yeah. So, anyway, song's over,
yeah.
introducing the
Clopin has terrified
yeah,
everyone.
yeah, yeah, Clopin exposition, uh, finito. We fast forward 20 years, and um, this is where you meet Quasimodo finally. Um, it's funny because what in the book he's half blind and deaf,
Yeah.
as he should be deaf because he's been living in a bell tower his entire life.
Right.
Not deaf at all. Seems to have impeccable hearing. Um,
Also, they toned down the deformity a little bit.
yeah,
He's kind of adorable in a way.
yeah. It's very much marketable disfiguration. Like
Yeah.
you can see how it would translate into a plush doll easily for
Hmm.
them.
Yeah.
It's not like the Quasimodo Ghostbusters action figure or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like, because when I hear Quasimodo, I again go back to Lon Chaney Jr.'s portrayal, like where
yeah,
he has that one eye, that one blind eye, and he just
yeah,
that prosthetic, that makeup that
yeah,
literally, you know, he put him in pain.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like he's not scarred. Um, he doesn't have any sort of like imperfections, and he's like clean shaven, Boy Scouty looking dude. He just
Hmm.
happens to have weird side of his face and a giant hunch on his back. And
Yeah.
short. It's like his other
Yeah.
deformity is just he's short too.
Yeah.
Like I guess. Um, but also, um, I don't know how to put this gently. Uh, because he's so isolated, is he institutionally would you institutionalize him today, considering he is talking to the gargoyles and it is never explained what that situation is? Nobody else
Well,
interacts with the gargoyles except for him.
I mean, I don't know because don't the gargoyles at some point like help him pour molten lead on the city to kind of
Yeah, but like, but
is
again,
it a Calvin Hobbes situation is what you're asking?
yeah, is it a Calvin and
Yeah.
Hobbes situation? Is it? But also, is it? Oh, because when that's happening, you're with Quasimodo, so is it a false narrator situation?
Hmm.
Because the only person that you're seeing the scene from is from Quasimodo's point of view.
Right.
So, who
Yeah.
knows? That scene with the molten lead is wild. Like,
Yeah.
because when he tips that over, it turns into Darth Vader's castle from Rogue One.
Yeah,
Like,
it's Mustafar.
yeah,
It's Mustafar.
it turns like okay, you didn't have that much molten lead, my dude.
Yeah,
Uh,
and also Disney did gargoyles much better around this time anyway.
yes, there was a much better talking gargoyle Disney institution going on.
Xanatos.
Um, but yeah, so Quasimodo wants to do the Festival of Fools. Oh boy, that sounded slurred. Festival of Fools.
He wants to go out there.
He wants to go out there, somewhere out there.
Yeah,
Wait, different movie.
different movie, but same sentiment.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
this is a good song out there.
yeah,
I think
that's
it's
the thing about this movie. I think, with the exception of one song, the music is great.
and I guess I'm gonna guess what song that is.
Yeah, you want to guess now, or you want?
Which song? Which song that you don't like?
Yeah,
Is it? Is it the All for One song?
which one is that? It's the Gargoyle song.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
the one that has Jason Alexander singing in it.
Oh, okay.
Not a good song.
Yeah.
It's not good. But
Oh, a
yeah,
guy like you. That's the one. Yeah.
yeah, a guy like you. It's a bad song.
Yeah. Okay.
Bad sentiment being thrown around in that song.
For some reason, I thought like, do you hate God help the outcasts? Like
That sounds good. Yeah.
yeah. I like the All for One song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, so it's the Festival of Fools. That's where I do like Frollo. Just like I don't want to know. Like I don't want to do this. I have to though.
Yeah. It appeases the masses.
Yeah, as if as if the masses care at all that Frollo's there.
Yeah. I guess I got to show up. People are expecting me. Like, no, we're cool. You.
I do like the ABCs. Like, are you ready to learn to cover your ABCs and just how cool the ABCs are between Frollo and Quasimodo?
Yeah.
He's like, A, abomination. What was B? I forget what B was.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
it's
yeah,
he's a jerk to Quasimodo.
Oh yeah, no, Frollo's a jerk to every single person in this movie, no matter who it is. Uh, and so, whatever. Obviously, at some point, Quasimodo decides, you know what, I am going out there, so he goes out there. And Esmeralda is just part of the gypsies that hang out there. I don't know if it's. I hate saying gypsies, even though that's what they are in this movie, because I know that's not exactly a good thing to say, but it's like it's the only way. That's what it is in the movie. I have to say gypsies in this situation.
So the gypsy, one of the gypsies bites Quasimodo, becomes the wolf man.
Yes, exactly. Nailed it.
Even a man who is pure at heart and says his prayers by night become a wolf when the wolf bane blooms.
So yeah, Quasimodo gets out there. Esmeralda's the scene that's almost like where he like trips and takes down her curtain.
Yeah,
like Disney. There is a bit of male gaze on Esmeralda in several scenes in this.
Yeah.
One scene that I thought was weird was when she just gonna jump around a little bit because it's not interesting in some instances where
I agree.
go plot by plot. But when Quasimodo eventually gets found out that who he is, he gets named the King of Fools, and then everyone starts being a big jerk to him. But Esmeralda comes up and cleans him off, and is like chastising Frollo. And is freeing him. And when she does the no justice thing, like like the way that's animated is very like weird, like lusty from the animator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, but just to me more. I'm sure the animators were thinking of other movies.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah. Um, and then she uses her little magic trick to escape, so now she's a witch
Yeah.
into Frollo.
She Batman smoke bombs
Yeah,
away. So
yeah. Um, so Frollo confronts Quasimodo and sends him back to the cathedral. Um, we've met Phoebus at this point once already.
he's one of
Um,
the captains of Frollo's thing.
he eventually becomes captain. Like he's been recalled from the war, I guess.
Yeah. What
And
war? We don't know.
yeah, what war? Yeah. Um,
Some
and
French war.
some French war at some
Some
point.
French
Yeah,
war.
some French war in the 1480s
Yeah.
or 14. No, it'd be because the movie starts in the 1480s. Wait, no, it takes place in the 1480s.
Some war that involved having a cross on your shield, probably.
Yeah. Um,
And being in World Heroes.
yeah, exactly. Um, some some quest line in some Assassin's Creed game somewhere.
There you
Uh,
go.
anyways, but yeah, so it turns out that Phoebus has been brought in by Frollo uh, to round up the gypsies. Certainly
Yeah.
seems that way.
Yeah.
Very, again, very on the nose evil plot, but also very realistic evil plot.
Yes.
I
Yes.
couldn't imagine anyone wanting to call in the military to handle people that you don't want in your country. That seems
Hmm.
weird. Can't
That
imagine anyone
does
doing
seem
that.
weird.
Um,
Sorry, what now?
yeah,
Yeah.
but uh, eventually, yeah. So arrest her. They get to Notre Dame. Phoebus won't arrest her, and she's in the cathedral. I like his like just say sanctuary, like
Yeah.
trying to get her, and she's like, "You tricked me. Say sanctuary. Just, can you not understand what I'm saying? How I haven't arrested you yet?
Yeah.
Like, no, I haven't tricked you. Yell sanctuary. Jeez." She doesn't do it, but he acts like, no, I can't arrest her. Sanctuary. So then the Frollo drag her out, and then that's when you have the Archdeacon like, what? Like, I know your secret, dude. Back out.
Yeah. Like sanctuary, sir.
Yeah.
This is holy ground, Highlander.
Um, so yeah, so you have the whole now Esmeralda is trapped in Notre Dame. Although it's for such a short amount of time. It seems like it should have been a plot point that lasted a little longer than like the 4 minutes it truly lasts in the movie.
I mean,
Because
trapped
like,
in a pretty cool looking church. Oh
yeah,
no.
yeah, but yeah, like Quasimodo gets her out of there pretty quick.
At this point, he's kind of developed feelings for her.
Yeah, like from the moment she helped him, it was
Yeah.
like because she was nice to him when he accidentally almost saw her naked
Yeah.
at the beginning, and it helped him when he was being tortured by the townspeople, and you know,
Yeah.
and she hasn't recoiled in fear even after
Yeah.
realizing everything. So
Yeah. Quasimodo feels like, oh, I'm nice to you, so you should like me back. I donated
yeah,
money on your Twitch stream to your
yeah. I bought I bought that thing on your Amazon wish
wish
list.
list. Yeah.
So please.
Oh
Um,
no, no, I don't like this at all.
yeah, I was like, now all of a sudden I hate Quasimodo.
I hate Quasimodo now.
I have bought Quasimodo has bought all of her action figures and is sending her photos of them.
Yeah. Oh. That's the joke for two people.
Yeah. Oh,
Now, I think we need
well,
a thumbnail of
yeah.
Quasimodo with with a
With,
fedora on.
with Esmeralda, Burger King toy. Uh, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
just fedora Quasimodo.
yeah. Yeah, we've created a horrible monster that we
Yeah,
can't. We've,
yeah. Now he's a monster.
no, who is the man and who is the monster? Well,
I don't
the
know.
answer is
Quasimodo.
Quasimodo. Um, anyways, so yeah, so as a thank you for helping me out in the bind back there, I'll get you out of here. Uh, so he does. Uh, and she gives him uh, the her
Map?
her necklace map.
Yeah.
It's like some sort of weird, like I'm trying to think of like it seems like it's just one of those stupid like it's like the collar on the cat in Men in Black or
Yeah.
something where it's like this weird MacGuffin that doesn't
Yeah. I
really
was gonna say it's the MacGuffin.
yeah. Uh,
It,
but I was about to say red herring, but I'm like, no, that's not it. That's the wrong
no,
one.
it's another trope.
Yeah, it's just a tropey thing where yeah. Okay,
It's
so this has they do it in Force Awakens with the
yeah.
map to R. It's for R2D2 to decipher, or whatever.
She gives him an egg McMuffin, guys.
Yes. Um.
Um,
Yeah. Egg McMuffin, and so yeah, so it's a map to the gypsies, which seems like that's a bad thing to just wear around your neck.
like, hey, maybe you should memorize this map.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it seems like something you should just know that you don't need a
Yeah.
necklace to lead. It's not like it's a Indiana Jones situation where it's like, okay, now you take the pendant, you stick
Yeah.
it on top of a pole, and you have to
Yeah.
reflect the light directly toward. It's
I,
it's like no,
think it's like
yeah,
I think it'd be the gyp like where are the gypsies? Alexandretta. Alexandretta.
but but like it's the Court of Miracles. It is a map to the Court of Miracles. Like, feel like you don't need that necklace. Um, it's
Just
the
set a waypoint.
yeah. So yeah,
Fast travel.
Assassin's Creed. As long as you went to the top of a tower, you
Yeah,
have
sure.
access to the whole map.
Yeah.
You should know where the Court of Miracles are. Court of Miracles, obviously, for those of you who don't know, it's basically the slums of Paris.
Yeah.
It was a euphemistic name. Uh,
And so what you do is you pull up your map and then there's an icon with a tambourine on it. And you just
yeah,
follow it.
just follow it.
Yeah.
There should be a little bar across the screen that that moves when you move what direction that changes what
Right.
direction. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a little compass thing. It's easy. You just walk towards it.
Sorry, everybody. We're dorks.
Yeah. But yeah, it was to the Court of Miracles, aka the Paris slums. Again, probably don't need a map to the slums of Paris. But here you go. Uh, uh, at this point is where you get Frollo realizing that he is lusting for Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Um,
Because she told him off.
yeah, like
And
yeah,
she's a curvy gypsy woman, so
yeah. So and that's what they do. They lure you with their wiles and then take everything you have, kind of thing.
I don't like red pill. Frollo.
Yeah. Um, but like him begging to the Virgin Mary in song is haunting.
And is this a good song?
It's
Hellfire is a great
Hellfire.
song.
It's a great song. It's cool because they even on the CD they spin it with the Quasimodo song.
Yeah.
Um, so it goes from the Quasimodo song into Hellfire. I forget what the Quasimodo song is called, but yeah, with him, Hellfire, just singing about his lust for this woman and how if I can't have her, then she needs to die.
Yeah.
She's done this. She has put me in her spell. So in order to make this lust okay, she has to be mine exclusively, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or the only way to break the spell is to kill her, basically. Like either she's mine or she will burn. It's literally lyrics in the song. Um, and
We're
then
not
you
doing the song justice, by the way. It's
no,
so good. It's like you think of Disney villain songs.
Yeah.
And so we got Poor Unfortunate Souls. We
Yeah.
got Gaston. We got
Yeah.
Be Prepared.
Be prepared.
This is kind of up there, man.
Yeah.
This is kind of up there.
In terms of a song and storytelling of a
Yeah.
song, the best of the bunch.
Yeah.
It's very well done. It's haunting. The music behind it is very, it's organ based. It is both literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get the
um,
chorus behind him and
yeah, with the chorus behind him, and it comes across very churchy and very haunting. Like it's the one part of this movie that always stuck with me more than anything else. Just thinking about that song because it is the darkest song they've ever written for
yeah,
a Disney movie, and
I would say so.
yeah, and it's so good. Um, and in the middle of it, towards the end of it, they're like, "Oh, she's escaped," and that's when he pretty much snaps at this point.
Yeah, he's lost his.
Yeah, he's lost the plot, and him going out there and trying to bribe all of the gypsies to turn her over is like, yeah, that's how that would happen.
Yep. That's yeah.
And they don't play along. Um, the scene shortly thereafter with the windmill, very good scene.
Yeah.
Where like we take lots of people in for rest. Any weary traveler is able to come in. Like I don't know where Esmeralda is. Like, and Frollo's like, well, all right then. Uh, Locks them in their house and demands Phoebus to light the house on fire, and he doesn't. Uh, and then Frollo just immediately sets the house on fire, like instantly, sending Phoebus into the house to rescue everyone. Um, it's like again, it's a very dark scene because there's a child in there too. Yeah. Like there's attempted child murder several times.
Yeah.
In this movie,
he's a like the other Disney villains. You can like, oh, they're kind of comically like evil. This dude, there's nothing funny about him.
No, he never.
Not a damn thing funny about him.
He never once cracks a joke in this movie.
No.
Like there is no sense of humor to this character in the slightest. He's not a bumbling fool either. Like he knows what he's doing at every time, around every corner. Like everything's a calculated decision that he's making, and it's all inspired by lust towards the end here. So, that's what causes his downfall because he's so, single track minded at this point. But he's not an incompetent villain either. Like he knows what he's doing. It's very calculated and it's very interesting to see a villain portrayed this way in a Disney movie because you're used to them kind of being, a James Bond villain where like, like snarky or make a critical mistake somewhere that, or makes or bumbling henchman or something. Like even like the henchmen that they have, like they get Phoebus out, like they're goobers,
right?
But for the most part, they're competent. So,
I mean, like it's like, oh, we came here to look for gold, or I want to marry the prince. I want to be sultan.
Yeah.
Or I just love Belle.
Yeah. Long live the king. It's like even Scar, who's he's a nasty villain. Wisecracker. Like he made plenty of jokes. Frollo never even hints at having a sense of humor about it.
Yeah, because Scar even though Scar is probably to this point our second most evil character, he still has a charisma about him. Like, oh, hey, you kind of like him in a way.
Yeah.
You don't like Claude Frollo.
No.
You don't like him.
And like even today, like if you watch this movie today, like you still like there's no redeeming qualities to him because it is a character that you see today still.
Yeah.
like in your real life. There is like even like something like Scar is a little removed from day to day life. Little Mermaid, she's a witch. It's
Right.
Maleficent or whatever. You do see like um, Gaston
Yeah.
today, but
He's a thirsty dude, but
yeah,
yeah.
he's just a big yeah idiot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like
He's a meathead that thinks,
he's just an arrogant guy. So they're like
right.
he's not like outright evil in a traditional sense. Like
Right.
he's just a dude with bad intentions, but he's
I
not
mean,
evil. Like Frollo is like he's a bad guy with the most dangerous kind of villain, where the righteous villain, um,
right.
which is like if we talk about comic books a lot and stuff on here. It's like this Magneto situation. It's like Magneto in a
Mhm.
sense, where he's a competent villain that he thinks he's right, and that's more dangerous. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't even think he's right. He knows
He
he's
knows
right.
he's right. He knows he's right.
It makes him, that's what makes it even more evil. Where it's like I'm right, you're wrong, and you're trying to stop me, which makes you doubly wrong, and I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
You
It,
know.
I mean,
So
the difference is, I mean, in Magneto's case, you can go like, okay, I can see where he's coming from. With Claude
yeah,
Frollo, I don't see it. Like,
I don't
so
see where Frollo's
I
coming from
don't
at all.
like. So
Yeah,
we'll kind of jumping ahead to next week. Like, you literally have the devil in that movie, and he's still more likable than Claude Frollo.
yeah.
Yeah,
He is the character. Yeah, Hades is more likable than Claude Frollo and the guy that plays Hades. So,
yeah.
um,
Well, that's up for debate, sir.
I don't know. I don't know. Would you rather hang out with Hades from Hercules or James Woods?
Okay, Hades. Okay, okay,
At least he hangs out with Bobcat Goldthwait. You could ask him about Police Academy or something.
that's true.
um, but yeah, so uh, the story starts wrapping up at this point. So
Yeah,
we've got Frollo kind of knows that Quasimodo knows in some way. So
yeah.
he's going to Quasimodo, gets the map to the gypsies, and that's when you start getting that's when stuff starts going down. They're trying to warn the gypsies.
Phoebus and Esmeralda develop feelings for each other.
Um,
Quasimodo's like, oh man, that sucks.
that sucks, but I get it.
Yeah,
It's okay because in Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, he finds true love.
the dream has no memory of that.
Um, but yeah, I like the visuals as we talked about earlier of like, so he's going to burn as at this point all of Paris is on fire. It's the
Right.
craziest thing. Like literally all of Paris is on fire. You're looking out from Notre Dame, and Quasimodo is chained up because Frollo is keeping him there. like Paris is burning.
Yeah, which watched this movie recently was like, oh right, that just happened. Like the cathedral just caught on fire like not that long
Yeah,
ago. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Especially when you see like the molten lead pouring out of it, like, well, that'll
yeah.
do it.
You're like, oh, ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's probably what caused the fire. You just can't have that much molten lead and not
You just
expect
can't
bad things
have
to happen.
molten lead.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
you're gonna put that much molten lead in your ancient cathedral. Things are gonna happen from time to time. I don't understand how the molten lead comes spewing out of the like spires that extend out a little bit when he dumps it over. It's like, was this whole top layer designed to be a molten lead distribution center? Like,
yeah.
uh,
It was developed by Ego Shandor.
yeah,
Yeah. He just waiting for that molten lead situation.
yeah, um, yeah. It's the goofiest thing. It's because it's not like Chekhov's gun, like that whole thing. It's like it
Yeah.
doesn't play. I was like, yeah, well, if you show the molten lead in scene 1, you got to pay it off in scene 4 because it's never like
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay,
And also, where does the molten lead come from?
where, yeah, where, like, I realized that, like, the things need to be repaired. These are giant church bells. You're going to need to be repair them. So being able to melt metal to do repairs, and because he's an artist, like, he
Yeah.
has these things around, but not that much. Not as much as you see dumping out of Notre Dame.
Like, why do you have so much molten lead in your room?
Yeah, no,
Shut up, mom.
no, like, no wonder you're disfigured. Molten lead is stinking dangerous.
Yeah.
Like you should be a mad hatter. It's like you're just living around Mercury. Like,
Like,
yeah, you're just
like,
surrounded by this much lead. Like,
like, why? Like, do you just have this in case a T-2000 shows up? It's like,
make his own. He's
it's make his own.
um, but yeah, the lead is used specifically to keep people from getting into. I was gonna say castle just now, but boy, that's not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was used in the original, the old Lon Chaney film, which I go back to again.
Yeah.
He pours molten. Was it molten lead or molten hot water or something?
Well, I mean, like, using hot oil was
Yeah.
not uncommon practice.
Right.
So, um, I, the scene where he first starts dumping the lead and it's keeping everyone away, and Frollo is at the front door and it's splashing around him.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being in that position? That would probably actually just kill you, just from the heat of just standing there and having it splash on you, because it's gonna splash on you. It's just from where you're at, because it doesn't break down that door until the molten lead situation is done and over with. Uh,
This
so,
can we call this episode Disney Compendium molten lead situation?
well, that sounds like a band, like
Yeah.
some sort of weird, like, local uh, indie band.
They're a prog rock group.
I was gonna say there's some sort of bluegrass fusion.
Okay, sure.
They mostly perform Weezer songs set to
Yeah.
banjo.
They also do covers of 80s movie songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of Disney music too.
Yeah.
So,
Molten lead situation.
yeah, it's molten lead situation. Um, so yeah, so he, he busts down the door of Notre Dame by himself. They started breaking it down earlier, but then the lead happens, but he's still there, and then he just kicks it in the rest of the way. And then he just throws that old man down the stairs. Like,
Yep.
the archdeacon he just hurls that old man down the stairs. Like, if that were a real archdeacon, he'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
Uh, Charging up to, I forget how Esmeralda uh, got hurt.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Okay, let's think about it for a second. How did she? Boy, yeah, I don't remember at this point how she got hurt, because she's unconscious in the bed up there.
She gets injured.
Yeah,
Somehow.
you have this Sleeping Beauty situation where Quasimodo's trying to protect her, and she's just sleeping in the bed, just motionless, dead for all intents and purpose. But then here comes Frollo, and they get in the middle of a big old, Quasimodo and Frollo get in a big old fight. They both fall over the edge, and Phoebus saves Quasimodo, and Frollo just falls into the molten lead.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
she falls into the hellfire.
Yeah, unfortunately, as he's slowly lowered into the molten lead, there's no thumbs up that he's given.
Yeah.
But, can only ask for so much. Terminator 2 would have been out by now. They could have done it.
They could have done it. Yeah, it was like 92. Let me ask you a question. Does the molten thing lead thing bug you just from an animation standpoint, or from being a chemist standpoint? Which one is it, sir?
Well, being a chemist doesn't help, because I also know it's like, oh, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
It doesn't work this way at all.
What? I know the flashpoint of things. It's bugging me.
Think about, there would still be molten lead that has been cooled down nobody's capable in 1840 Paris to deal with how much cooled off lead is going to be surrounding Notre Dame for decades at this
Yeah,
point.
because
like,
this stuff dries. It's gonna be.
it's going to cool down and it's going to harden. I mean, lead's not a hard metal, but after it's burned and cooled like this, it's not an easy task. Seeing how much molten lead that they had, and it's not, and it is not particularly also well animated. I will say,
No.
it's it really looks. It looks like it looks. I don't know. It reminds me of something like it really does. Like, okay, we're just gonna change the tone of a waterfall to orange
Yeah.
and, and call it a night.
You know what it looks like? It looks like it looks like there's basically like pour like big pots of chili over Notre Dame.
It's not too far removed from like Super Mario lava.
Yeah.
Like
No. Yeah.
Super Mario World, you're in an underground dungeon and it has little just orange and red. Uh,
No. It just like, looks like there's just dumping big pots of Chief Wickham's chili
yeah,
over the side of the church.
yeah. Quasimodo's gonna go on a vision quest with Johnny Cash after this.
I'm a dog, Homer. Find your what is it? Find your soulmate, Homer.
um, but yeah, so everyone lives happily ever after. Quasimodo was saved. Esmeralda wakes up, gives them his blessing to pursue their relationship.
Yeah,
And
and she's like, "Oh no, no,
it's funny because
sorry."
remember in the book, Phoebus is a villain.
Yeah,
He is not a good guy. He is betrothed to be married to Fleur de Lis, and he just wants to hook up with Esmeralda and is a jerk about it. And like when she sort of isn't particularly interested in him, he's like he frames her just as much as everyone else does.
yeah.
And his like, after story is like, well, he married Fleur de Lis and now lives a miserable, horrible life that he hates. So
Fantastic. Oh,
yeah,
we didn't mention her goat,
yeah.
Jolly.
We're in this era of Disney that drives me crazy. We talked about it last week at Pocahontas. You are giving human qualities to too many non-human things at this
Like,
point.
what was Phoebus's horse's name?
I forget.
Philippe? Was it
Yeah,
also Philippe?
yeah, yeah. I think
No,
so.
like, was it the same horse? Wait a minute. Did Maurice buy Philippe like at the end of his usefulness?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Because it's
man.
still France.
Yeah,
Still France.
yeah.
Okay.
What is it's like Dolly or something? What is the goat's
It's
name?
Jolly.
Jolly? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's spelled like de
It's
Jolly.
like it's like Gin, like gin, like
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Genie kind of
Yeah,
nonsense.
but
Yeah.
it's she calls him Jolly.
Yeah.
He's uninteresting.
Uninteresting character.
Yeah.
I like that he has a giant earring.
Yeah.
It's a good character design. And yeah, so you've got the goat, the horse, and
The gargoyles.
the three gargoyles. Three gargoyles. But yeah, I'm just like,
Goliath, Brooklyn, Hudson,
yeah, it's just like,
Lexington.
okay, but it's like Disney, chill. I know you want to be able to market every single aspect of a movie.
Yeah.
Hey, this was not the movie that you're going to be able to market.
No.
Like there is no feel good. Like even going into it, people like thinking about that's the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I know that story. It's not going to end well for anyone.
No.
Um, the
I know for
Quasimodo doesn't wind up doing well at the end of the
no
book.
no he
No,
he falls
he
off the
falls.
tower.
He
Um,
falls to his death.
but
So,
I know for a fact they actually made a plush Jolly though,
mm-hmm.
because my sister had one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is the mid '90s, and this is the Disney Renaissance where everything was marketed and everything will be marketed, and success or not, we're going to try to make as much money as we can off of this.
Like we need to fill a Disney store up
Yeah.
with whatever.
So uh, there was this movie's original uh, like this isn't one of those movies that was like, well, they were going to make a Hunchback in Notre Dame in 1942, but the war stopped it or whatever kind of thing. This really is just like Pocahontas last week, a creation of the 90s. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
because we gotten like the 1920 something Lon Chaney one, and we got like the Charles Lawton version. What, like 10 years after that, maybe, or 5 years after that?
yeah, and even like if you think about um, like I'm trying to think. I mean, like adaptations of this date back to the early 1900s.
Yeah,
Like there's silent films, and yeah, you said Lon Chaney version. There was like a version in the 30s, a version in the 50s, a version in the 80s. There's been one since then, and like we've mentioned it before about like some of like golden films and stuff. This one has some of the most crazy, um, like ripoffs.
It-
All
which I've never
around.
seen, but I kind of want to.
There's there's one. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it's called The Secret of the Hunchback, or something like that. It has secret in the title.
Right.
Um, the secret in The Secret of the Hunchback is at the end when he's like falling off the tower or whatever. Um, he sprouts wings and can fly. Like like
Wait.
that's what the hunch was, I guess, was hiding the wings.
Okay, so
So
he's Warren Worthington the third.
exactly,
Yeah.
and I'm bringing that up because in this movie he says the line, "I would fly if I could,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, good news, buddy. There's a
You
version
got
out there where you
wings.
can.
You're chock full of Red Bull, and you got wings.
Yeah, I wonder if I okay. Wow, go talk about. I'm sorry. This is bad for radio, but I am going to try and show Nick this picture if I can of the Hunchback flying. I know there's a picture out there. There's a review from Phalis at the movies. That's
Oh my god, I hated that one level in Castlevania with the flying hunchbacks.
Okay. Open
I just mentioned
image
like
in.
the Flea Man, the Flea Man
Yeah,
with wings.
yeah. Let's see. Screen share. Nick, can you see this at all? Is there a way to?
I
Can't
don't
really
see
make it.
anything.
Let's see. Let's go here. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Now
Yeah. See. Oh, he's falling. He's falling. Oh,
oh
what?
no.
What's happening? Oh, there goes his wings, and now he's
Oh,
flying to safety.
his
Happy.
face is hilarious.
It's. Yeah, you're gonna have to, if you're listening to this, please look up Secret of the Hunchback. It has. I'm sorry I ruined the plot twist, but you know what? It needed to be done. Uh,
I think they're okay.
Idris Elba is slated to not only play the title character, but also to direct and produce music for a modern retelling to be broadcast on Netflix. Is a thing I just read about the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Uh,
So they somehow have to make Idris Elba unattractive.
I think,
Like the most handsome man on the planet. Let's
yeah,
just make him unattractive.
I don't see that happening.
I don't
Uh,
either.
I not only do I not see it happening, I don't see like that thing existing in any way, shape, or form. Like it's just going to. We started it and it didn't turn out very well. So when was this story written? I have to know. Last year. So
Yeah.
I guess there's still time for it to not happen.
But what hear me out? It's Stringer Bell lived, and he's Hunchback now.
Um, so yeah, so 93. This this version of the movie was actually inspired by like an executive that read the Classics Illustrated comic book adaptation of
Which
Hunchback of
hey,
Notre Dame.
listen, those are pretty dope.
Classics Illustrated were cool.
Yeah.
So So that's where it sort of built from. They were working on several like other projects at the time. They were working on Song of the Sea adaptation,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so Orpheus
Oh yeah,
movie,
right.
um, uh, and like like with a humpback whale kind of thing. So it's one of those things where it's like a telephone song, sort of just the
And the
telephone game.
whale
I
wanted to
mean,
go.
like,
Did the whale want to go to the Met?
yeah, this humpback whale that wanted to sing at the Met.
Yeah,
He sang out there, and then next thing you know,
he got harpooned.
I do like this. They were working, so uh, the concept wasn't coming together. They were working on the project until Jeffrey Katzenberg uh, calls them in and says, "Stop everything you're doing. You're working on Hunchback now," and that's it. That's just sort of where it came from. Oh,
Stop everything.
yeah,
Put that in that script for First Kid. Put it down.
yeah, yeah.
We're doing this.
So they started working on it in 1993, and like the cool thing about this movie, and you can tell, is that like everything just kind of worked out. Like
Mm-hmm.
Disney is running on all cylinders in the animation department right now. Um, Other parts not doing necessarily as well. Live action movies is where it's at for Disney right now, so they're making
Right.
a buttload of money in the live action department. Theme parks are in a miserable state right now.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the
Um,
Mighty Ducks era of
in the
Disney.
Mighty Ducks era of Disney,
Yeah.
and a lot of like Touchstone
Right.
stuff, like making a lot of money elsewhere. Um, at one point, like the first draft of this movie, it was basically Cyrano, where
Huh.
Quasimodo was Cyrano trying to help Esmeralda and Phoebus hook up.
Right.
um,
That movie's called Roxanne, starring Steve Martin.
yes, yes. Um, like it, like it's funny because like they don't really touch down on the love story between Quasimodo and Esmeralda all that much. It really does feel like it's like it doesn't feel lustful, and it doesn't really feel like a I'm going to marry her someday love. Really, it really does like it's more realistic. Like she was nice to me. Like
Yeah.
I'm attracted, but like I'm also not dumb.
Yeah.
Like this isn't going to
He
happen.
had the basically he's got a crush on her.
Got a crush on her, and he sort of realizes it as a crush too, which
Yeah.
is usually the main character doesn't like. It's in a situation like this wouldn't recognize that, but he
Yeah.
did. So it's nice. It's just funny to think of like him as a Cyrano character. Like, what does he? How does that work? Like,
Tell her about some bells. Like what?
yeah, hey, tell her about carved rocks.
Does a way to her heart? Just talk to her about molten lead.
Okay, we need to talk about the lead. Why do you have so much lead? Just talk to her, man.
Just tell her about the lead. Look, man, the gargoyles are telling me what to tell you.
I do like that. Like, it's funny because like this movie is just so far removed from the Hunchback of Notre Dame book, but
Mm-hmm.
also like not in its own little way. Like it does a good job at sort of maintaining the core of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, just sort of jettisoning out some of the darker bits, but still keeping it super incredibly dark.
Like the part where the hunchback dies.
Yeah, like
And
like
is
how
also kind of a bad person in a
yeah.
way too. Yeah.
Um, uh, I do like. Here's an exact quote. Um, uh, I just copied it straight across from Wikipedia because I think they put it much more eloquent than I would have been able to put it together, and it features exact quotes. So well, it's concerning that one of the first changes that Disney made
Mm.
in um, this Hunchback was Frollo. That had to change him from being a deacon to the judge. Um, uh, it says thus avoiding religious sensibilities in the finished film.
What?
No, you didn't.
No.
You just removed it from the church. Is all you did.
Yeah.
So you made it, as opposed to trying to make the church look corrupt, you just made this one dude who is religious corrupt, which you made a judge corrupt. You made the system corrupt, just not the
Yeah.
church. It's just
Because they made the archdiocese, that guy, they made him pretty
super.
wholesome.
Yeah, he was a wholesome, good guy who
Yeah.
believed in what he was doing and believed
Right.
in the sanctity of the church and sanctuaries and things like that. So and respecting other people and everything. So they made him a relatively wholesome character. But
Yeah.
uh, as we were exploring characters, especially Frollo, we certainly found a lot of historical parallels to the type of mania he had. The Confederate South, Nazi Germany, take your pick.
Hmm.
those things influenced
Hmm.
those things influenced our thinking. Producer David Hahn evaluated that one inspiration for Frollo was found in Ralph Fiennes' performance of Ahmad Duff in Schindler's List.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah,
Yeah, who murders Jews yet desires his Jewish mate.
yeah,
It's like, oh yeah, it's the exact same character, isn't
yeah.
it? So taking a lot of contemporary situations. I do like it's the Confederate South, Nazi Germany, take your pick, and it's like, I
Nope.
mean, I'm not gonna, no, I'm not gonna take my pick. No.
Do we need to take a break now?
uh,
I hate these bloodlines.
This revised ending was based in part on Victor Hugo's own libretto to the Hunchback opera, in which he had permitted Captain Phoebus to save Esmeralda from her execution, which is interesting. That is sort of like alternate endings for the opera
Victor
version.
Hugo, what he was the original J.K. Rowling. You know
I
what?
do like,
No.
yeah, yeah. While Frollo's death was retained, and indeed made even more horrific, Quasimodo and Esmeralda was spared their fates and given a happy ending.
Yeah.
um, so, would you like to guess? Uh, uh, would you like to guess some of the one of the most interesting casting choices from early on with this thing?
Like that fell through, or
Yeah, and it's got a funny reason why it fell through.
can you give me a hint?
A pop singer.
Pop singer. So was
And
it
let me tell you, 1993 is not the necessarily the peak of this particular pop singer's career. So
George Michael?
no, it's a female pop singer.
Oh, 93. Wouldn't be Madonna, would it?
Nope,
Because she's, yeah.
it is Cyndi Lauper.
What?
So in
To play
'93,
Esmeralda?
that's what she thought. She was
Huh.
wrong. She was not going to play Cyndi Lauper. She was cast to be one of the gargoyles.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
She
Hunchbacks
was
are
going to be
good enough.
she was going to be Quinn. Uh, uh, it's funny that we mentioned it earlier, but the gargoyles, Cheney, Lawton, and Quinn.
Yeah. Get
Um,
it? Because of
yeah,
people who played the Hunchback.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, Troy Anthony Quinn did play the Hunchback.
yeah. Anthony Quinn was still alive too.
Yeah.
Um, uh, uh, they filed a lawsuit though, because like you don't no, you don't get to just. Anthony Quinn filed a lawsuit.
Right.
Like no, you can't just use the name. It's
Yeah. And by that point, who knows what's going on with the Cheney estate at that point either.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was one of the more interesting ones. Was the no, you're not Esmeralda.
No, no, oh no, sorry, you're Cyndi Lauper. Sorry, we forgot to tell you.
The original person approached to play the Hunchback was Mandy Patinkin.
Well, he could sing,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
yeah.
I, Inigo Montoya being the Hunchback would be very
Yeah.
interesting, but
I would have loved if he just done the whole thing. Like,
as Montoya, yeah,
yes.
yes. Um, I'm trying to think. He was because at the time, what the movie? This is '96, right?
So he doing
So he was
he
already in Dick Tracy at this point. So he,
Manny Patinkin?
yeah, yeah.
Wasn't he also like about to do H2O?
I think so.
Yeah.
Trying to just see what he was doing in the '90s. Oh, yeah, in 1997, he was Quasimodo in a TV movie where he was nominated for a Cable Ace Award for the Hunchback of Notre Dame
Uh,
miniseries. So it's
he's
funny
like
that he was going to be the Hunchback.
he's like I've already done all this character work.
Yeah.
Might as well just
So yeah, not really. Uh, the filmmakers modeled the personalities of Errol Flynn and John Wayne for uh, Phoebus.
I can see Errol Flynn, but
I can
John
see Errol
Wayne,
Flynn, John Wayne
not
particularly not.
not so much. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tony J declared his role as Frodo. Wow,
Yeah.
that would have been a very
Mr.
interesting version of
Frodo.
yeah. As Frollo as his bid for immortality. And
I mean
his,
he
I'm like, my dude, you were in Beauty and the Beast, but I will say you nailed it in this movie.
yeah, like
Um,
if you were physically there to choose scenery, you would
yeah.
have done so.
Uh, so yeah, they worked with so he was chosen because of Beauty and the Beast, obviously, and uh, so Paul Candell was chosen to voice Clopin
Mhm.
because they watched him as Uncle Ernie in Tommy.
Oh, okay.
That seems so like, oh yeah, I'm your evil Uncle Ernie, huh? Yeah, you're gonna make a great.
What a just some odd casting. Like,
Yeah.
so was Demi Moore just because they needed a name, or
Uh, After singing several demos, the actor said you'd better get someone else. It just seems like she just tried out and did it. Like it doesn't seem like there was any. They wanted uh, they wanted a huskier voice, and that was sort of that was their
yeah,
desire.
I mean, that's hard to go with a huskier voice and Demi Moore.
Yeah, that was sort of like their main desire was like we'd like a huskier voice than our typical Disney heroine, and
Right.
I guess that would be a reason why it's like, well, who's got a husky voice right now? Well, I mean, Demi Moore has pretty much more huskier voice than any other leading lady we ever gotten, and she's a name that we could probably get. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she'd
it's
probably be
so
happy to do it. So
it's so funny that we're in this era where they're having to sing their own songs.
yeah,
Like it seems mean in some instances, but
like yeah, but I mean, it's I mean, you think about it, like now they do it now, like, but at
yeah,
least like I was talking with my wife about Moana, like how when Lin Manuel was writing the music for that, he was just trying to figure out what the Rock's range was, and
yeah,
he wrote around it.
yeah,
I don't think this was the case here for this. Like, no, you're just gonna sing this.
yeah, yeah. Let's listen to Jason Alexander try to belt out a song. You're like, oh, it's just do the best you can. We'll get through this together.
Yeah, Jerry.
Boy, yeah, peak, huh?
Yeah, because
Peak,
Seinfeld was
yeah.
still big, and
Seinfeld was massive. Computer animation was used in this, obviously.
The
Um,
90s were a weird time, JJ.
they were very weird, and it doesn't like themes and interpretations. It's infanticide, lust, damnation, and sin. But yeah, yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
It's funny because it is like the Disney movie. Like they never really go back to the religious well ever again.
No.
Um, in in a sort of traditional Western way. I mean,
Yeah.
there is plenty of sort of religious stuff, but it's culturally different religious stuff. But
Like next week with Hercules, they kind of
yeah,
there's a more gospel theme to that movie, but
yeah,
it's it's like right.
yeah, yeah. It's the gospel truth, as they,
Yeah, gospel
as they
truth.
say. Um, so, yeah, this movie was scheduled for a Christmas of 1995 release. Uh, but would you like to guess what happened to that?
Uh Toy Story?
No, a little situation happened between Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberg.
This
Um,
is when he left.
yes, this is when he left. This is when they had the falling out. Uh, so that happened, and it was pushed to a, a summer of 1996 release because of it. Um, that boy, I wish I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't really want to keep this going for too long, but we could do a whole episode about the Jeffrey Katzenberg situation with
I
Disney.
I
Um,
think maybe that's
I
our
think that's
next annex.
yeah. I think I because it also like it fits into theme park stuff really well. Um, because like for various reasons, because Jeffrey Katzenberg's falling out and like dovetails into sort of Michael Eisner's overall just fall from grace completely.
Right.
And the increasingly bad decisions he's making, starting with Katzenberg up until the end of his tenure at Disney. But I think we might just have to have just sort of a uh, Eisner era sort of situation standalone episode because
I think
yeah,
we've been needing one of those anyway.
yeah. So this is the last. So Katzenberg was involved in the production of this movie. He left before this movie came out, and that is a massive thing in the overall history of Disney that starts the dovetail of Michael Eisner. Um,
Not only for Disney, but also like the rise of DreamWorks.
yeah, it's the rise of DreamWorks, and it helps. There's a lot of things going on, not movie related, like it affects the theme parks drastically and stuff because they're losing money, and now they also are going to have to pay Jeffrey Katzenberg a buttload of money as well. So things like Westcott or Disney's America, and all these other Disney sort of theme park expansion ideas just fall apart. Um, and it's all starts here. So enjoy because we've so what the primer of it is Frank Wells dies in a helicopter crash, who was like the head of Disney with Michael Eisner. Uh, Eisner wasn't appointing a replacement. Katzenberg thought he deserved it. Katzenberg didn't get it. Katzenberg left, wasn't getting his paycheck. Eisner refused to give him the money, and that led to a protracted, long, arduous uh, situation that ended up costing Disney more in the end than if he had just paid him a check.
Yeah.
So, and in various ways too, the payout and basically creating their biggest competition. Because think about it, in 2001 is when they released or put the Academy Award for Best Animated Film. At this point,
Right.
Disney is in no position to win that award. They're not putting out movies quality enough to win that award. Pixar is, and DreamWorks are. DreamWorks is the first person to win that award.
For Shrek,
Um,
right?
for Shrek.
Yeah.
And, you know, this caused that. Like, this situation exists where Disney not being good enough for an Academy Award at the first animated Academy Awards situation. So, you know, it starts here. Starts with the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Uh, this is one of those weird things where I remember specifically uh, Disney had like a Mardi Gras parade with Hunchback of Notre
Yes.
Dame stuff,
Yes. This they did.
and it's just like I get the French Quarter kind of thing, but it's not. It doesn't feel like this movie doesn't have that feeling. Like, yeah, I guess the Festival of Fools kind of situation, but like it was very much a Mardi Gras, like it was just an excuse. Like, we have this New Orleans stuff already to go at all
Yeah.
times. Just do it this
Whatever. People knows.
Yeah. And I think if I recall, the premiere of this movie was at the Superdome.
Is that right?
Let's look.
I
I believe
that's I will. I mean, I believe that.
June 19th, 1996, at the New Orleans Superdome. There were 6 screens that it was blared on.
Jeez. The Superdome, brother.
Yeah. Let's see. Disney shipped 2 million albums involved, including things like sing-alongs, home albums, the
Oh yeah.
soundtrack, CDs, read-alongs. A novelized version of the film aimed at the toddler demographic. How? What is? I'm finding this version of Hunchback of Notre Dame. I am going to find the cassette tape of this. I am going to rip it. I am going to share it with you, and we might do another episode based sometime down the road about my first read-along edition of the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
You
It will be a
know,
short episode because it's only like 20 minutes, but I
I'm
need to
almost
know.
positive
If your sister has it, like
she wouldn't have it, but she's. I did get her. She did give me her Hunchback Hallmark ornaments that she paid way too much for.
I'm trying to think of what the uh Burger King toys were for this.
Boy, this would have been the point where I'm not buying fast food premiums because I'm too cool reading comic books.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I can't be seen with Disney stuff. I'm reading me some X-Men.
yeah.
Incredible Hulk. I'm trying to think of what you would have been. Let's see. 1996, not a good year for anything in particular. But
Actually, I was really into collecting action figures at the time. This is like when Toy Fair first started coming out.
Yeah. Okay, just very simple action figure style things, just figurines of the characters.
It was Burger King, right?
Yeah, Burger King.
Okay.
Here, I will screen share with you again, so you can see the Burger King toys.
Okay.
Boy,
$1.99.
Imagine opening up your Happy Meal and what you get is the Frollo toy.
Yeah.
I like that. I do like you get a toy of Clopin, who's in the movie for 45 seconds, like
yeah,
altogether.
He's at the beginning and the end. Yeah.
I do like that Esmeralda comes with the goat. The gargoyles are all separate. They all seem to be wearing fabric clothing except for Phoebus, which seems very they have fabric clothing, which seems very bad idea for greasy Happy Meal toys.
Yeah, and also I see carded action figures over there too. So they actually made a figure line.
They did. I very much remember the action figures because you couldn't get away from them at KB Toys.
Were they like the 2 for? Did they make it to the 2 for $5 bin?
They had to have at some point. I wasn't interested in it. So hand puppets. You could also get hand puppets at
From Pizza Hut.
No, Burger King. collect
Really?
collect all four hand puppets. They have Jason Alexander Gargoyle, Esmeralda, Hunchback, and Phoebus hand puppets. Um, so,
Let me do a quick Google search here. I'm gonna look for something.
oh,
Because I want to say that you've mentioned it.
I kind of want the Burger King Frollo toy just because
I
of how absurd it is.
I've okay, so I found the ad is on YouTube right now for the Hunchback Burger King toys.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what? Well, I'll turn it down. I want kind of want to look at it real quick. Then I'll send it to you.
Oh,
Okay. Oh my God, this is like peak BK Kids era.
PK Kids Club. Got the
Yeah, yeah,
Vid Kid and uh,
yeah. Like the Jaws or Chomper, whatever his name
yeah.
is. All right. Wow. It's a lot going on here. So, okay, I sent it to you, but it is exactly what you think it is. Uh,
I saw a thumbnail for it, and I was like, "Oh boy, it is fun to go back and see some of those things."
but oh
Um,
my God, these toys are like they all have like little wind up mechanics in them.
yeah, and they're like I said, they're in cloth. Like, just
Yeah,
imagine how many of those that aren't in their plastic are just gross.
yeah. Just like they smell like as we talked about earlier, like Burger King.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because as we were doing our warm up before the show, where we talked mostly about Spider-Man and the future of the MCU, and not this movie, I
Yeah.
was having some absolutely dire Burger King French fries. So there's that.
Which yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so $21.3 million opening weekend. Um,
as we discussed, it premiered second.
it premiered second to Eraser.
Yeah.
I thought you just were saying Eraser because that was the right time, but no, you were 100% accurate
No,
in it
I
opening
know.
second to Eraser.
I know.
Um, they they included in their ticket sales for this one movie tickets that you bought at the Disney store because you could buy movie tickets at the Disney store for Disney movies.
Right.
So that's an extra $1 million tacked onto there. They typically it's not a number that is typically reported, but Disney did report that number because it added
Just to,
money to it.
like they please just like give us this.
Um, but Pocahontas had a $29 million opening weekend. So again,
Yeah.
uh, 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 Dick Cook, who was the head of distribution, um, defended defended the low numbers because that's what you have to do when you're in distribution. Say, oh, it's comparable to Beauty and the Beast, which opened in half the amount of theaters and grossed to $9 million. So, you know, it's a big
Is it
deal.
though? Is it
Yeah,
comparative there,
no,
Richard?
yeah, Mr. Cook, sir. Um, but yeah, so it grossed uh, over about $330 million. Uh, critically, fine.
Yeah.
People liked it. They said it was perfectly fine. It's like the Rotten Tomatoes consensus on it. You know how they give the blurb. We've mentioned it before, Pocahontas.
Right.
They give the little quick blurb. Disney's take on Victor Hugo classic is dramatically uneven, but its strong visuals, dark themes, and message of tolerance make it a more sophisticated than average children's film, which is a completely accurate description
Yeah,
of the Hunchback of Notre
that's a good synopsis.
Roger Ebert gave it 4 stars, the highest he can give because he's got a 4-star scale, and
Hmm.
says it was their best movie since Beauty and the Beast,
Huh.
which is
Hmm.
patently true. Uh,
Gonna Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have to disagree with you there.
Mr. Ebert, sir, you're telling me that The Hunchback of Notre Dame is a better movie than The Lion King? Like,
And
a
Aladdin.
better movie than Aladdin? Like, for real, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Gene Siskel gave it 3.5 out of 4. Um, uh, Calling it a simplified version um, of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but surprisingly emotional. It says tasteful bits of humor, which like
It's not really funny.
it's not funny. I get like the stuff that is like they say tasteful bits of humor. Nothing with gargoyles, particularly tasteful bits of humor.
No, like
Like
because we all see the clip of like going pour the wine and cut the cheese.
fart noise.
Fart noise. Yeah,
There's I think 2 or 3 instances of a fart noise in this movie. Like that's the comedy angle of this movie. Everything
like,
else is relatively like serious
yeah,
conversation and day to day stuff. Like yeah,
yeah.
so
This movie is from Calgary, Alberta,
yeah.
Canada.
If I could be serious for a moment,
For a moment, yeah.
uh, 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's, I mean, that's perfectly decent. Uh, I think it's a it's a better movie than Pocahontas by a
I
significant
do too. I do too.
amount. Uh, for fans, it was one of those things where it was just Disney doing their thing again, where you're taking a very serious, dark story and sort of cleaning it up to make it mass consumption ready. Which for the
Did
most part is true, but this is obviously one of the more serious
yeah.
Disney movies that has
Like
ever been made.
even though they Disney fight it,
Yeah,
it's
incredibly
still
dark.
heavy.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't know. It is probably the most. Uh, I like it. Jason Alexander's quote for the movie: "Disney would have us believe this movie's like a Ringling Brothers for children of all ages." But he said he would not take his then 4-year-old child to see the film. Yeah, that's absolutely.
No,
Um, it says, however, newspaper publications reported child audiences being unaffected by the mature content and praising the film. I think it's because just like with anything with a kid, um, some of those things are such foreign concepts that are being portrayed on here
right.
that you can't see it that way. It's like when you watched a movie a lot as a kid and then when you watch it older, it's like, oh, that's a sex joke.
Yeah.
like you don't
Yeah.
like it does, like it's so far over your head that you don't realize what's going on as a 6-year-old watching Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
or something.
Right. Like, I should have been
Oh,
watching this movie.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Um, yeah.
why did that ghost take his pants off?
Uh, there were one of the there was a weird backlash because there were certain groups that were trying to make this uh, a gay agenda thing. Um,
Okay.
there were groups saying that the song "Out There" is telling people to come out of the closet, kind of stuff. And,
I,
uh,
I, okay.
yeah,
That's quite of a reach, but all right. Whatever.
yeah, and also because the movie deals heavily with, I mean, basically deals with sex in a
Yeah.
significant way without saying as much. Like Frollo's lust is a sexual attraction that he's uncomfortable with,
Right.
and so obviously Southern Baptists are having none of it, and then you also have the theme parks have the unofficial gay days at the time. Demi Moore was just in striptease. Um, so those are the things that religious sects are pushing against, as
And
opposed to the stuff that you'd think would upset them. It's
but
this
also
stuff
Disney's a
that
big target too.
yeah, and it's Disney in general. Like
Yeah. So
they're it's a big target, and it is a like Disney is making it okay to be gay. How dare they? Kind of nonsense.
yeah.
Openly about sex to children. It's like when they're not. I mean, they
Like
make
I
they
said,
yeah,
yeah, guys. Like I said, the '90s were a weird time.
their time. Still, I mean, things didn't get unweird.
No, but there was a lot more of just this like
It was
I don't
more out in the open in the 90s, the
more
weirdness.
rampant
Yeah,
homophobia and like people thought they would just
yeah,
catch
yeah,
gay by being around a gay. It was just so
yeah.
weird.
It was weird. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
then
yeah. So yeah, I don't think, I don't know. This didn't win any Academy Awards. Usually, music wise, it was nominated, but none of the songs were nominated.
there
Um,
was not
but it was nominated for best score.
okay.
So main
It,
thing
it
in
does it is a
English
good
films.
score,
Yeah, it's a great score.
and
It's
and actually,
very churchy and it works.
yeah.
Like,
And you know what's weird about this movie is like, you know how like Disney usually has like one famous singer do a song or several songs.
yeah,
This one, like, okay, Bette Midler's going to do a song, and then All for One's going to do a song.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Um, it
because
was,
could they not get Boys to Men or
I guess not. It certainly doesn't seem. It doesn't even seem like they wanted to. Um,
because they would have been the new hotness at the time, but who knows?
yeah, just but yeah. I'm sorry. I just got a text message and just bad radio.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm trying to.
It
Actually, now that I think of it, this would be the second soundtrack Bette Midler appeared on for Disney.
is. It is
Yeah.
very much so. Um, so yeah, critically, there's that. Yeah, a bunch of pushback. Of course, there is uh, a live action remake in the production, uh, and Josh Gad is attached.
Okay.
So
I'm sure he'd do great.
yeah, there was like, yeah, video games. Uh, what a weird history of video games this has.
Okay, let me guess. Game Boy Color game.
Just it it was there was a Game Boy game, and it was for the computer as well,
Okay.
called Hunchback of Notre Dame Topsy Turvy Games,
Uh-huh.
and it's basically just a mini game collection.
Okay.
One of them is basically Balloon Fight.
Okay.
So if you want
All
to play
right.
a Hunchback of Notre Dame themed Balloon Fight, there you go. Um, and of course, we mentioned Kingdom Hearts earlier because of the actor reprising his role in all of these. Uh, there was really wait, Hunchback of Notre Dame was adapted, published by Marvel Comics. Two short
Huh.
stories based upon the film in Disney hit Comics 11. Okay, that makes more
Crazy.
sense.
You know what's funny is like Quasimodo's so down the rung though
Yeah,
that he never got a Disney Infinity toy,
it's true. It's true. And, and,
which is
and
and they'll make one of any they made one of everything.
yeah. Um, okay, so video games. There, we mentioned earlier. Yes, there was a uh, there was a sequel, straight to video, 2002. Um, Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, which just takes place after everything, and Quasimodo wants to find true love. Esmeralda and Phoebus have been married and have a kid, and all this stuff. So, and it's in a weird, usually not the case situation. Everyone reprises their role that was in it. So,
Yeah.
still got Demi Moore, still got Kevin Kline, still got everyone. So it's very weird. Frollo's long dead and doesn't show up. So it's not like Little Mermaid 2, where it's like it's Ursula's sister or something. It's not like,
Yeah.
because in the book Frollo has a son. Um, you'd think they would have introduced that character, but no.
Well, I mean, like, so yeah, I think the whole thing was like they really marketed the fact that Jennifer Love Hewitt was in this movie, the
Yeah,
sequel. I never saw it, but I mean, Disney made a big deal about it
yeah,
because she
yes,
was a big thing at the time
yeah,
for reasons I don't know, but hey,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. It's there. Theme park wise, we mentioned the parade situation earlier.
Right.
No ride. Not. at Disneyland in particular, you're not really getting character rides
Yeah.
for a while out
I
of
think you
anything.
can get the Festival of Fools hat there still, though, in New Orleans
Yeah,
Square.
well, because so what happened was they built a theater. Uh, so Big Thunder Ranch was turned into Esmeralda's Cottage, and there was a Festival of Fools restaurant. Um, and then it turned into sort of like a general picnic area back,
Yeah.
because it was at the Big Thunder thing, and now it's completely gone because Star Wars moved in there.
Uh, Big Thunder Ranch sounds like something you would get at the Festival of Fools restaurant.
Yes,
We'll get some
yes.
Big Thunder Ranch for my fries.
So that's your Disney, uh,
Not
theme
a
park
huge
stuff.
presence.
Not a
Not a
huge
huge presence.
presence, wasn't a massive success, but actually it was a relatively big success. So, like we said, this is 1996. Um, what the Academy Awards? What do you think the biggest movie of the year uh, for like it won both the Golden Globe and the Academy Award in 1996?
Would this have been 96? I don't know.
The English Patient.
Oh, okay.
That was
Back
the
to
big
Ray
movie.
Fiennes again.
Yeah, and sort of the Jason Alexander is in Seinfeld, and there was an episode of Seinfeld where Elaine
Yeah,
like the
right.
English. So, 1996, we mentioned it earlier. We're going to talk about the top 10 highest-grossing movies of the year. You ready?
Sure.
I'm going to say I like this movie to a lot of stuff on this. Number one, the highest-grossing movie of the year,
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
Uh, dumb, dumb movie, but I love it.
I
Uh,
love it too.
uh, I I was laughing because at Spider-Man. Did you get the Midway trailer?
No.
There's a trailer for a movie for about Midway, the World War II Midway,
Yeah.
and
Not the company that makes
yes,
games.
yes, not the arcade company, not the Hydro Thunder people, but Midway, the World War II thing, and it's introduced as from the director of Independence Day. And I'm just like, that's not like nobody because you can't say Roland Emmerich because
Yeah.
I don't think people that connection isn't there with Roland Emmerich. And once you start rattling off Roland Emmerich movies, you're like, I'm gonna see this. A
Yeah.
serious World War II movie by this guy,
The
the
guy
guy
who
that
made
did
the bad Godzilla.
yeah the Godzilla guy and
No,
Stargate
the bad
and
Godzilla guy.
yeah what I'm trying to think of what 2012 and um, he did that bad. I think he did that like Shakespeare movie with the secret identity that Shakespeare didn't write his own.
Oh God.
Uh, and like just like I don't want to see. Uh, what was the other? What was the other one that was super bad from Roland Emmerich? Day After.
God, he's like the Irwin Allen of our
No,
generation.
was it? No. Day After Tomorrow. Day After is the
The
made-for-TV Steve
yeah,
nuclear Holocaust movie.
which scared people.
That they had to have a warning at the end of the movie saying, "Hey, here's the crisis helpline if this stressed you out too much." Uh, so, um, what was his last movie other than Independence Day?
Let me see.
Oh, jeez, that's right, White House Down. That's right, he does those movies. You're
You
like,
know what? I kind of like the first White House down.
uh, uh,
No, wait. No,
you're
Olympus has
you're
fallen. That's
thinking
what
of
I'm
the
talking.
other world. You're thinking of the other the White House gets destroyed movie series.
Yeah, the one with Gerard Butler in it.
That what was it? John Wick
Olympus is
Parabellum, where they started a trailer, and I'm like, they're making a third one of these. Like, how does this franchise get the third one?
like
Angel Has Fallen.
yeah. Like why
um,
is what did the president do?
Anyways, oh yeah, 2012, 10,000 BC. That was the one I was thinking of. That
Okay.
was, I don't. I see a movie called Stonewall, and I'm wondering if okay. I'm like, did you make a Stonewall Jackson movie? And the thing, no, it was the Stonewall riots, which
Yeah.
slightly better concept for a movie. So, but yeah, Anonymous. That was the movie. That was the weird Shakespeare movie that I was talking about, where he was the actual author of Shakespeare's stuff movie. So, anyways, that's Independence Day, #1 movie of the
Yep.
year, making $817 million worldwide, which is very close to doubling the #2 movie.
Batman and Robin.
No, Twister.
Oh, also a movie I enjoy.
Twister is funny because that movie was a weird cultural phenomenon for like
Yeah.
that year. Like everyone knew Twister. Everyone like the talk of Twister made everyone go see it. It opened up around my birthday, so I went to Twister for my birthday. I remember because it was also next door to a uh, basically, like Discovery Zone, like those kinds of kids arcade and
Yeah.
Jungle Jimmy kind of things. There was like one of those next door, and I too big to be playing, like climbing up slides and playing in that area, but still did, and just absolutely creamed my face against some hard plastic in a play area. Just had a huge welt on my head for several days. Uh,
Hey, so you blame Helen Hunt, what you're saying.
I blame Helen Hunt and the flying cow
But
for
you will not
all that.
blame Bill Pax. Bill
No,
Paxton.
no, oh Lord, no, absolutely not.
No, he.
But
It's funny, like George, like so. Yeah, Jeff Alexander and Hunchback and Helen Hunt and Twister.
yeah,
It's like pretty much. Are you an NBC? Do you have a sitcom? We want you
yeah,
for this movie.
yeah. #3 movie of the year, Mission Impossible, a franchise still going strong today.
That first
Uh,
one's genuinely good.
that first one is great, second one's bad, third one's great again, and everything after that is incredible. So
Yeah, Ghost. I really liked Ghost Protocol.
yeah.
So
Um, #4, absolutely my favorite movie on this list, The Rock.
yes,
I
yes, I
Okay,
will.
so 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all Disney movies. So The Rock is a
Touchdown.
Disney movie. It's a Touchstone movie. Love The Rock. $335 million.
Yeah. So now here's I debate people. What was a better Jerry Bruckheimer Nick Cage movie? They were like, oh, Con Air. Like, yeah,
No,
I get Con Air is the meme movie. No, the Rock is the better movie.
The Rock is the better movie. The Rock is genuinely an exciting action movie that somehow Nick Cage is able to make this work.
It's got
And
Sean Connery in
and
it.
it's Nick Cage working against Sean Connery, and that should be enough to pull you in.
Yeah.
And I love the sort of weird chemical weapon thing that's going on there. Those really cool green spears that
Yeah.
just kill you instantly is a
Yeah.
really cool like.
It just like I'm gonna stick this giant needle in my chest.
Yeah.
That'll keep me from dying.
Oh, I love The Rock so much.
I love it too.
#5, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay.
$325 million. #6, very interesting one that I forgot was this year, 101 Dalmatians, the live action remake of 101
Okay.
Dalmatians.
Which my son loves. My son loves the live action one. So.
And #7, Ransom.
I do like Ransom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
390.
Jimmy Shaker Day.
So there you go. Ransom, #7. #8.
Give me back my son.
Yeah, give me back my son. #8, The Nutty Professor.
You know, I like the first Nutty Professor.
Yeah. Look,
Say what you will about where Eddie Murphy went from there, but
yeah. I mean, yeah. The Nutty Professor is a fun movie.
it is like it's yeah.
Yeah. #9, Jerry Maguire.
Okay, that movie's fine.
So Tom Cruise with a couple of big hits this year.
Yeah, that's when
And
Renee Zellweger was a thing.
rounding it out in the top 10, Eraser. So
So Racer kind of tapered off.
yeah, Eraser tapered off. Um, I'm just looking now. We're not going to talk at length because like we used to, but I just wanted to see if there's any other animated movies. I just saw the name Biodome and I was like, nope.
Well, so Eraser was like the end of Schwarzenegger's run anyway, his
Yeah,
initial run. Yeah.
yeah. What came
So
out after Eraser?
uh, the Sixth Day, maybe?
And yeah,
Was
because
that the one?
well, let's find out. It's really we're currently doing this on the internet, which makes it incredibly easy to
Yeah.
look up Schwarzenegger's Wikipedia page. Should have just gone to IMDb, but
Or
I'm
would have
too
been Jingle All the Way,
stupid.
maybe.
Yeah, which I guess doesn't. Jingle All the Way was the next one. Oh, Batman and Robin. That's right.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. All right.
and so yeah, Eraser's kind of Jingle All the Way is a good movie. I'll say it's dumb.
If you,
It's incredibly dumb, but I like Jingle All the Way. Um, Batman and
it's
Robin is terrible. End of Days is terrible.
yeah.
And then The Sixth Day.
Oh my God, I forgot End of Days.
End of Days is
Do you remember when he was promoting that
Jericho
movie?
Kane.
Do you remember when he was promoting that movie and he did commentary for SmackDown?
Yep,
Yeah. Look at
1999.
those punches. You can see that clearly connecting.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. That got him into the WWE
Yep.
also.
Wow. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
2000s really wasn't like he got in the. It's funny because you know when he got into politics, but you still see like movies are slowly sort of coming out still.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. Like there's like the longest break he has is between uh 2005 and 2010 because I remember Around the World in 80 Days he had the little cameo in it, and that was sort of like his last. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger's last movie.
Yeah. There's also this is a period where they were toying with the idea of doing another Planet of the Apes with him in it.
Yeah, boy, would I have been all in on
Yeah.
that.
I love you, Dr. Zayas.
Yeah, but so yeah, sort of falling apart with uh those movies, like
Yeah.
the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. But yeah, Eraser was sort of the last like, all right, yeah.
That Razor's not a good movie.
But like at the time, it was like it was
Sure, but
very
like
90s. Like you go back, like of like you go back to The Rock, and like it's very of its time, but also it's perfectly like acceptable nowadays.
yeah.
Eraser is very of its time and is not.
Yeah. Like he's just like a couple years removed from True Lies, which is I love that movie. So,
Boy, you can really tell where America's humor sensibilities were in um, 1996 because I'm just looking at some of these movies and I see things like Big Bully, which stars Rick Moranis and Tom Arnold.
oh
Like
my God.
you just see movies like here's a movie starring uh, Chris Farley. Here's Broken Arrow. Uh,
I kind of like
Adam
Broken Arrow, JJ.
Sandler movies. All of these like everyone in SNL gets a movie at this point.
Yeah.
Treasure Island came out this year, so that's
Wait,
good.
wait. Oh God. Good job, Renee Harlan.
Fargo.
Yeah.
Homeward Bound 2. Dunstan checks in.
Oh my God.
All Dogs Go to Heaven 2 is an animated film that came out this year. Nobody searching Go. Thanks. Fear, a movie my mom absolutely loves, starring Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
James and the Giant Peach came out this year, an animated Disney movie.
Yeah, that movie's cute.
Yeah, I remember being funny. It's like here's a Disney animated movie that says the word ass rather enthusiastically in it, which is
Yeah.
funny. It's kids in the home.
Kids love it.
Yeah, The Quest came out this year.
Oh yeah. I just saw a movie with James Remar in it, the Warriors. I like the Quest.
Yeah,
I like the Quest.
Flipper, nobody care.
Kind of end of Van Damme's run too, actually.
Yes. Yes.
All
Yeah.
right.
Any other Hunchback? Any other Disney? Oh man, the Hunchback came out November 21st, and Striptease came out November 28th.
Fantastic.
Couldn't ask for a better Kazam. Okay, that's not a Disney kid animated movie, but there it is. A Pinocchio movie came out from New Line.
Yeah, was that live?
Oh, it's the Jonathan
Pinocchio.
Taylor Thomas one. Okay.
Yeah,
Joe's Apartment. Escape from LA. Nobody cares.
yeah. Well, it, it's got a cool ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a cartoon, but it might as well be. But the Marlon Brando Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, good Lord.
Any other Disney movies? Doesn't look like there was any animated anything worth a dang doodle. Bad Moon? Is that
Flint.
I'm sorry. We don't care about that. We'll talk about bad. We'll talk
What's
about
that?
Bad Moon off the air because I love that
Okay.
movie. It's the werewolf movie that stars a dog. Space Jam.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, I like Space Jam.
Yeah. Sling Blade. Mars Attacks. Not a Beavis and
Under.
Butthead. Beavis and Butthead Do America is a major cartoon that came out.
I'm gonna say this: Mars Attacks underrated.
Mars Attacks is fantastic. Mars Attacks is
I
actually
love Mars Attacks. Like,
so,
it's quirky humor that nobody.
yeah.
It's just it just kind of gets forgotten. I think no, that's a good Tim Burton movie.
So yeah, Beavis and Butthead Do America, last cartoon to come out in this year. Good movie, love it. Uh, no, not really. Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
As a teenager, yes, but as an adult, you go back and it's like, oh yeah, that's right, Beavis and Butthead. Nick, you ready to talk about our lists?
Let's do this thing.
Let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap up this hot dog.
Let's. Okay, the Nick list. You want me to just start somewhere, or you want to go through that?
Let's start around. Let's start around 10.
Because we all know that the top 10 is locked in, pretty much.
Not locked in, but it might change, but not for a bit.
All right, Black Cauldron.
I don't like it better than Black Cauldron.
Cinderella.
I don't like it better than Cinderella.
Dumbo.
No.
Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
No.
The Rescuers.
Yeah, I like it more than The Rescuers.
Like it more than The Rescuers.
Yeah.
What movie is this again? No, kidding.
The Blunch Black of Blood or
Blunch
Black. Blunch Black.
Number 34, which I did not say at the beginning of the show. This is episode volume 34.
34, yeah.
That puts it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
So that seems fair enough. And the JJ list. I'm going to start. I'm just going to start the same way. Same.
You start 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. Definitely don't like it more than Robin Hood. Don't like it more than Great Mouse Detective, Black Cauldron, Peter Pan. I don't like it more than 101 Dalmatians, but I do like it more than The Rescuers.
So we both like it more than The Rescuers.
Yeah. Whoops, almost put it above 101 Dalmatians, and that was made me upset. There we go. Hunchback. 34. There we go. So that puts it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So same.
Yeah.
About the same.
This movie's higher than I thought I would have it.
Yeah, I think it's a perfectly fine movie. I recommend seeing it, and
it's on Netflix right now. I think.
It's not. It is not.
Maybe
it's not.
Maybe it's on Hulu.
It's on something.
It'll be a Disney Plus in about 4 months.
Yeah.
So just wait it out. Wait it out.
So another one in the can. Hunchback of Notre Dame again, 1996. Next week, the 35th movie in the Disney pantheon.
A movie I enjoy a lot.
June 27th, 1997 release date of Hercules.
Hercules.
Different
Great
movie
movie.
that we just talked.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Hercules. That one is on Netflix as of recording. So,
Yeah,
um, if you're listening and want to watch Hercules, which I highly recommend, it's a great movie.
yeah,
Spoilers.
yeah. It's probably gonna be higher than this movie. So
Who put the Glad in Gladiator? Hercules isn't the Gladiator, but I get
Hercules.
what your point is. But until next time, thank you all once again for joining us, and have a magical day.
Bye.